Brothers and sisters, generals, spell breakers, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you and thank you in honoring thy ancestors, far and near, brother or sister that was a general that got many of us in that great divine space that we are in. And salute to Lord Lamont, as I said on a podcast I did a few days ago. He's visiting his mom and his sister and family and friends in Nebraska, so he'll be back probably today, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he should be back already, if I'm not mistaken. He'll text me, and I'm sure we'll be doing a podcast, if not today, tomorrow, and father son discussion. So again, welcome to EBX and Lord Lamont show, thus EBX discussion. And brothers and sisters, life can be beautiful when we go through the layers and focus on what's important: ourselves, children, family, significant other, and clinging to the righteous things of life, even through the challenges. Because I don't ever want to come off like, when I speak positive and speak on things like things are always easy. A lot of things, get into a place of peace or wholeness. It takes observing, learning, and sidestepping a lot of toxicity, because it's not that most of us that are positive, it's not that we don't see it, we just don't absorb it. We observe it, assess it, and stay on course, is which we're going to get into. The beauty of a righteous focus. You can never go wrong, and that's what this represents on one's banner. And I just uploaded a song about an hour ago, wake up music, called Natural, and I use this same banner and or thumbnail because, as I wrote in the description of that song, sometimes some of my most deepest thoughts is when I'm driving. I just showed it a depiction of nighttime, and it's a depiction of when everything else is shut out, not like shutting out family or loved ones. I'm talking about when we just in a moment and we locked in to a deep inner thought about something, whatever that is, especially if it's something that benefits us. So that's what this is a depiction of on the banner. Just a quiet, locked in divine moment into one's inner, deeper thoughts, things that can help us on goals, plans, situations, just general life things, especially if it's righteous and it got us going in the right direction. That's what this banner represents. And purple is the color of royalty, brothers and sisters. And guess what? It's also the color of the crown chakra. Now, when I began doing this podcast, I didn't realize that. Something just popped in my spirit. It's like, because all colors have a significance. It's a divine attachment to all colors. They all mean something, as well as spiritual numbers. I spoke on that in the past, but the deeper we go down that divine rabbit hole, we'll be amazed. The generals we can become, the cosmic beings that we are. We are human. We are cosmic beings having a human experience. I've heard that, and I'm telling you, it might sound a little weird when we first come into spirituality, but as we get down the road, things begin to make sense that we were on this planet, a lot of us, to do way more than we are doing, so, and some of us feel this within us, but we know how the system go, so information's out there now. But referring back to the color purple, it's a royalty color, and it's the color of the crown chakra. And I've always said the best way to kind of understand human interactions, especially oneself, is to study our chakras, but individually, one by one, because I did that. And I got all 7 podcasts where I did all 7 chakras individually right here on on Lord Lamont and I channel. So, and it's always something to learn, but be thankful of the knowledge we do have as brothers, sisters, and family. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And never ever forget, brothers and sisters, stay the righteous course. Once we got a grasp on life and we're away from toxicity and we've become righteously unbothered, stay the righteous course. Let nothing waver us, break us, nothing. I don't give a fuck what it is. Stay the righteous course, because there are benefits in there. You have to, as long as we can help ourselves. I always say that if we're healthy as a human being, brother, sister, family, do whatever it takes conquer that human flesh. That's a must. So we can see that bright, bigger spiritual world that's out there. That's the only way to see a cosmic world or something different. We got to go above and beyond this punk ass human body. But like I said, purple is the color of the crown chakra, and it's a royal color. So, and I say the 7 chakras because I started from the root and then I worked my way up. But they say we have to start from the crown chakra, so I don't want to give misinformation. We start from the crown chakra down, but when I studied it, I started it from the root and kind of worked my way up. It really, on that search, how it is on this journey, my generals, it's just, it can be some traumatic things along the journey, some uncomfortable things, but there's also amazing things we find out about ourselves once we get underneath all the gunk, as I always say, we have carried throughout the years, whether it's mentally or physically, because we have to conquer that mental and that physical before we even get to the spiritual. That's real. That's facts. So, but it taught me a lot about myself and the human body in general, just studying the chakras, because like I said, we become seekers of knowledge and just curious about, human nature and mama nature and the universe and all those wonderful things that just make our mind expand. It's just amazing things that we come about. It can be beautiful, but again, through the uncomfortable and the things that's buried within our subconscious. Because, I would say some people, if I had to do a statistic from 1 to 100, I would say 50% of us get it. Maybe 60% of us get it. That's my own statistic. Or pay attention to our subconscious, because that's what will determine what we'll become into our adult life. A discussion I had with Ethan yesterday. He was acting out. He has been misbehaving. I didn't know that. So I went over there and talked to him. I used to do the old traditional way. No, we do have to be a little aggressive with our children too. We have to show tough love, but keep that communication open. So I talked to him. I try to come up with creative ways to get into his spirit and get into his soul and, see why he misbehaves and why he does the things he does. And I also explained to his mom, you have to show him respect too, because he's coming in. He's 11, but he only got a few more years for he's coming into that manhood. So I also told her, as I always say, the advice I always give, we got to respect our children too, if we want our children to respect us. But if they misbehaving. We got to straighten them up and get them back on course. Of course, it comes from tough love, but love nonetheless. So that's where the communication comes in. So it's just something I kind of expressed to her, and I grabbed her, his mom, and him, and we stood in the living room, and I grabbed her. I put my arm around her, and I put my arm around him, and I had us like in a little circle, and I communicated with both of them, not picking sides, but telling him what it was and told her what it was, and that's what we do. But we stay on it, we stay with it, and that's the beauty of a righteous focus, and I meditated on it on my way over there, because my I call him Brother Dion. That's Ethan's brother, I call him my divine son. He had called me and told me Ethan was kind of misbehaving. It was right before I was going to go over there. So I didn't get no anxiety, didn't get all emotional about it. I thought about it, I meditated on it, and by the time I got there, I was ready with a plan and what I wanted to do and what I wanted to say. Because again, as I always say, the mind and the body can be a very fickle thing. So my advice, because I always say I suggest, teach, and give advice, but EBXCARES advice is to pause and meditate on things, especially if it's something that might be a little traumatic or intense, whether it's positive or negative. And again, I've spoken on these things before. It was just kind of a reminder, and it helps. It really does. It's therapeutic. But we have to be in a space to be able to do this. That's why studying comes in, reading, maybe listening to a reacher, a teacher, or a family member, brother or sister that has conquered not jumping off impulses and knowing that we're just human, and not letting things or making things escalate and get out of control. Now, these are just isolated incidents that we have in our personal lives. that we need to stay focused on. Real talk. Because again, this social media, the media, the celeb shit, and all this other stuff. And like I said, never underestimate the power of the media and their social media, because it can keep us lost in toxic trends. And I'm telling you, it could go on for weeks, months. This thing can have us lost. So in my advice, that's why we pull back sometimes, and draw the fun from social media and the knowledgeable things and the righteous teachers and some things that make us laugh, things that bring us joy, and the things that put us in deep thought. All those things we need, but never forget joy too, and love. Everything, again, don't always have to be dramatic, but when it's time to stand on business, when we have focused on this righteous course, we'll be ready. So the crown chakra, brothers and sisters, that's what this banner and or thumbnail kind of represents, because the crown chakra is purple. And that's wonderful. And it's amazing, again, when we don't have evil intent or wrong things within. Divine, amazing things become natural, like the song I made here about an hour ago. Things we'll get used to divine moments, because when you're righteous, we supposed to have divine moments in our life and things we can't explain. That's the beauty of being on a righteous path and staying on a righteous course. There's beauty in a righteous focus, and I had to put that righteous on there, because you can be focused about the wrong thing. As I said, spoke to Lord Lamont about being ambitious. It's okay to be ambitious, but what are we ambitious about? Is it something good to help the culture and or humanity in a righteous way, or just ambitious on being manipulative or being seen or clout chasing? All the poisons that stop us from seeing humanity, in ourselves and in others, because that's the only way to see the righteous generals out here, is to be in a righteous space and be on a righteous course. Because again, if one's evil intent, hustling, and money is their primary goal, danger, danger, danger. So no, money will come if we're in the space and doing what we're supposed to do. And of course, can't just sit on our ass, but do what we have to do, live by the righteous code that great divine has put in us, as well as Mama Nature, and keep flowing like one's banner here. Again, like I say, sometimes when I'm driving, that be sometimes when I be in my deepest thought. And I've said in the past, you can almost tell how a person is by how they drive. And I give an example, like I've said in the past, but just an example. You see somebody weaving in and out of traffic, butting in front of people. Well, we know what kind of person they are. And it could be anybody, male, female, any race, any culture. How people drive does say a lot. Now, you see somebody driving calm, smooth, and according to the rules of the road. That's a good, well-balanced mind. I think it says a lot. Could be an opinion and or theory, because that's one of the little things I like to do, and that's what I do in part of my meditation when I'm driving. And I like, okay, let's see who gonna drive crazy today. That's my thing when I go out driving. And sure enough, it's always one. We sitting at the lights, always somebody come up, especially in the mill town, come up beside you and butt in front of you. And it's ridiculous. It really is. Like, some people think their life has more priority over others, and that's that narcissistic shit. I see that in drivers. And so that's kind of a part of one's meditation, as well as other things. I think about the world, and of course I always say, for those of us that have jobs, never be rushing into a job. Always meditate and work out, stretch your body, and get our mind right before we go into these workplaces, whatever shift your work, because we never know. Always expect the unexpected, not paranoid, just being aware, because you never know what you're going to come into when you're coming into a job. Especially if we working with the public. Now, we by ourselves, you good. Because I work by myself on the grill, but I still have to interact with the public and other employees and all that kind of stuff. So just got to keep one's mind, body, and soul balanced. Brother, sister, family. But also know that we're human. Because I always say I like to keep it positive, but I'm a realist too. Because, in the job, some days I'm funny and humorous and like to joke. And then some days I'm focused and standing on business and just want to get the job done and get the hell out of there. And that's being real. And we get to a place where we don't have to explain ourselves. Not that we're better than nobody, nothing like that, but you get up in levels of awareness, male or female, brother or sister, or up in age. We get to a point in our life where we don't give a damn. And I don't mean like not giving a damn about our family or ourselves or our health or anything like that. I'm talking about overall. And we just focus. And we just living on this righteous course, and we stay on course because, man, it's beautiful. The beauty of a righteous focus, man, it just brings so many divine things as well as warriors on our path. And that's another beautiful thing. I'm so thankful that, my family was there when I needed them, and the brothers and sisters I met along the way, man, because not everybody has that, because again, back in I would say my dumb days, when I didn't know shit from shit. That's just keeping it real, Some things that happened was my own karma, we kind of understand that as we get along, it'll get a little bit more wise in this life. But my family still helped me, That's why our brother is really a big part of why our brother is standing here today. So I always say keep a family spirit, and just carry that torch on to our youth, our children. Like I said about Lord Lamont and I. We talked about the legacy thing, and he's going to carry it on, and Ethan, and so on and so forth. And keep that divine torch going, because there was those that hand the torch over to me, and put their trust in me. And I'll forever be a foot soldier for my righteous generals that I have met, family, brothers and sisters in the world and online. And I'm telling you, it's a wonderful space to be when we do lock in to our righteous divine spirit, and it'll just vibrate off of us. We'll reek of divine righteousness. I know I say that word a lot, but it's so much toxicity out here. That's why I say righteous so much and so much positive things. And man, we gotta do whatever it takes to keep good things in our subconscious, because our psyche and our soul, as I heard from a great brother, is the center of our universe and also the center of our world, because it's the center of our inner world and our outer. Real talk. So get to know that inner world. Like I said about water, the water world is a deeper world. Podcast I made here recently about the water frequency. Breeze deep thinkers. Man, I'm telling you, how many of us have had dreams about water? Come on now. There's a really divine, deep connection to water as well as nature, because that's a part of nature. And what's the three elements? I know I talked about elements, but I didn't name fire. Because what is it? Earth, wind, and fire, like the group? Yeah, like the group. Salute to Earth, wind, and fire. But those are the three elements. I guess one of the most three powerful elements to nature. So, and that's beautiful to be knowledgeable about nature and ways of the world and the power of deflection and keeping our psyche clean. All these things can be incorporated in our hip hop too. Again, we can be a righteous gangster. We can be aggressive, but have a righteous agenda. Let's change. Let's not be like others who fell for the trap of Hollyweird. And it's unfortunate, but I hate to say it, hate to sound like a broken record, but if we don't know now, we'll never know. That's real talk. Yeah, so that's why I do those hip hop breaks, which I got one, of course, because it's good stimulation, But again, listen to the righteous brothers and sisters out there who are doing music, any genre, as long as it's righteous, it's not toxic or anything like that. Connect with artists like that. They are out there, Try to stay away from the beefing and all that kind of stuff, and beefing and toxic debates. And again, that's another reason why I don't argue or judge or do toxic impulse comments, and because I have my little opinions on things, but some of it I just keep to myself. Not every opinion has to be heard, real talk. So like I say, I salute to those in comments that are very intelligent and pay attention to what they comment. I salute male or female or brother and sister like that comment with sense, has comment etiquette, so because I appreciate those in comments too. Salute. Because people, good people and good human beings is what help build It's part of helping building a general. That's why I say always be in the business of building generals. Because, even though Lord Lamont and myself sometimes we may come a little raw, might even cuss sometimes, but at the pit of it all, at the root, we just want to uplift, and a lot of times we're curious and we trying to understand or overstand or understand ourselves, But at the end of the day, we just want to uplift and share positive energy to other fathers and sons and mothers and daughters. So that's why Lord Lamont, that's what righteously motivate us to do speaking. And it's just wonderful. Like I said, sometimes, we make plans, we make goals, but sometimes things just happen divinely. And that's the beautiful thing about being righteous right there. It just leads from one beautiful thing to the next. And one key important thing that I always bring up is the ultimate thing that is good for our immune system. Righteous is the best medicine. Laughter, of course, joy, having good righteous things within our soul. These are all great food for our immune system. So, man, what kind of righteous food are we eating, symbolically? What are we getting full on in our mind? What drives us? What do we think about as soon as we open our eyes? Are we thankful? Do we say thank you to that great divine or Mother Nature throughout the day? Because I know I do. I might, it's getting to the point now. I literally say it every day, but I make sure I say it every other day at least. So, because again, as I said in the past, I think it was on a podcast I did called "We Have a Soul for a Reason." I think on that podcast, and I talked about, I say thank you 1,000 times, and it still feel like it's not enough, because I think of the fires as well as other generals out there in my family. Salute, as I always say, man, the fires that great divine has pulled us through, and the crap that Mother Nature and the great divine put up with, and still brings us through life gracefully. That's why I say, in my opinion, man, it still feel like it's not enough. So that's why we have to show by action too, not just in what we're saying. Saying is good too. Righteous thought, righteous action. But action speaks louder than words, and even I know that. So I gotta be real with myself, because that's the only way to maintain and stay on this righteous course. Don't lie to ourselves. That's danger, danger, danger. So again, we got evidence all around us. Social media, some politicians, some celebs, sports players. Man, okay, I don't see how they do it. Real talk. So I don't. I love dealing with things within. I love it. Even if it's challenging, but you feel better later on, and you love yourself, and those we connect to will love us too. And a side note, I want to speak on. Then I'm gonna go to this hip hop stimulation, and I got a beautiful comment that I came across. That's why I brought up the comment thing, because I see comments and stuff. Again, I don't interact. I don't comment. I haven't done it in a long time. But I love to observe the righteous things of social media, because there's so many toxic things. So it's just beautiful when we come across someone that's intelligent on this here shark infested social media. All right. So I got a side note. One, I spoke on it before. My Aunt Vera, rest in peace and in power. Her favorite color was purple. And my grandma, rest in peace and in power. And they both were very spiritual and very giving. And again, as I said, the building one is living in, my Aunt Vera owned. So I'm literally living in the fruit she bears. She really took care of her family when she was here. Real talk. I'd never forget that, and never will forget anyone in my family that rest in peace and in power. I always keep that spirit with me. Lawyer O'Lerigo, you hear me talk about it all the time. My granddad, again, there's 2 children in the family that transitioned. My grandma's sister, my great aunt, I think it was Bertha. Yep, she transitioned years ago. I tell you, I don't forget nobody. I think I said my dad. We had 2 children. I got an aunt Bernice. She had a child that transitioned years ago. I never forgot that. I got a cousin that had a child. Let me see, maybe 3 years ago. Terrible, terrible accident that transitioned, and we had a friend of the family. She was family, and that transition around the pandemic thing, which was very, very sad, and was a was a girlfriend of my cousin Brian. That we both stay in the same building. So may she rest in peace and in power. And was a wonderful sister, man. Had a great heart. She was always at our family events. Like I said, she was more of a friend. She was family. So I never forget nobody that transitioned in my family. Because as I like to say, brothers and sisters, we all gonna be ancestors one day. So that's why we gotta stay on a righteous path, so we can leave a righteous impact. So those won't forget us and carry our legacy on. And then, again, even if it's not on a big scale, just knowing that we stayed focused, that we knew the beauty of a righteous focus, and we stayed on this righteous course. So that's what we want to leave behind as a righteous, divine, untouchable, unbreakable legacy. So that's what my Aunt Vera left behind, and my grandma and granddad, and my dad, rest in peace and in power. Because my dad, he went through challenges, but he stayed the course. He stayed the fight. And he did do a good lot of what he was supposed to do. He didn't waste his whole life, so, but we all go through our challenges, but he did come through in the end, so I always honor thy ancestors. You'll hear me talk about my ancestors or our ancestors a lot. Again, I don't have them in the description for nothing. It ain't to be cool or nothing. No, I take that serious. I really do. Again, we're all going to be ancestors one day. So stay on that righteous course. It'll just benefit you, And coming to our golden years gracefully, divinely, naturally. It's beautiful. All right, so let's get to this hip hop break and get a little stimulation. And I have 3 summaries, and I want to read this beautiful comment I came across, and I do want to touch on a little bit more of meditation and a little summary. I got 3 or 4 summaries, and some side notes and whatever that great divine put in one spirit. Because you hear me say all the time, when that great divine tell me to speak, I speak. When that great divine tell me to shut up, I shut the heck up. I listen now, because you heard me say, I don't do coincidences. Everything is a divine code. We get like that. We pay attention, get away from the riffraff and the old hamster on the wheel, waiting on that pellet. Oh, man, I don't make light of it, but, it's too much information out here now. Again, if we're healthy, mind, body, and soul. And I played this song before, but it's kind of a reminder, be thankful. We're here, brothers and sisters. Be back after this. Yeah, for my generals, family, brothers and sisters that had fought so very hard, as well as our ancestors, to get to a foundation. You know what? Be thankful that we're here. Yeah. We got no time for fear. We got no family. We wipe away them tears. Wipe away them tears. Be thankful that we're here. Brothers and sisters, we got no time for fear. No. Just wipe away them tears. Just wipe away them tears. Be thankful that we're here. Yeah. And to my family, we got no time for fear. Yeah. Be thankful that we're here. I'm do what I got to do, and I'ma make it through. And you teach me, and I teach you. Want us to win and never ever lose. To have a clue and do what we gotta do. Yeah. And know we never drop in this life, we never stop. Got that good energy through this here hip hop. Ain't no entity ever gonna stop the E. I'ma be a beast righteously. I'ma teach us all to stay free. Yeah. And that foundation, yeah, changing every generation, yeah. With this talking, brothers and sisters, good conversations, yeah. No debate. If this toxic man get out the way, yeah. Staying on this journey, listen to what that divine say. Yeah. Be thankful that we're here. Yeah. Man, we got no time for fear. No. Brothers and sisters, just wipe away them tears. Wipe them away. And my family, be thankful that we're here. To my family, we got no time for fear. No. Brothers and sisters, be thankful that we're here. Yeah. To my family, just wipe away them tears. Family, be thankful that we're here.
On fire, it's that divine I admire, and I want to lift us up, man, so dang higher, never low. Yeah, my family and my sisters and my bro gotta be clear and on point, staying on our toes.
Let's go.
Gotta watch things around us, stay in focus in this life. Stay with in these relationships and righteous with our wife and our husbands and our sisters and our bros. Stay on the go. Gotta be knowledgeable and righteous in our soul.
Yeah. Be thankful that we're here. We got no time for fear. No.
And my family,
wipe away them tears. And my family,
be thankful that
we're here.
We got no time for
fear. No.
Brothers and sisters, just wipe away them tears.
And to my family,
be thankful
that we're here.
Yeah. And to my family, we got no time for
fear.
Shit. Man, just wipe away them tears.
Just wipe away them tears.
Man, be
thankful that we're here. And to my family,
we got no time for fear.
Yeah.
We got no time for fear. Man, be thankful that we're here.
Yeah, I played that before, but every time I hear that song, it almost, I have chills running through my body. It's like, you know how you have goosebumps, man. That's that divine spirit. When you feel goosebumps, I'm talking about righteous goosebumps. You know, you feel it, man. You know, I so thank that great divine for that, and Mama Nature, you know, for being in my life and just making one appreciative. It just makes for a healthy immune system. You'll hear me talk about the immune system a lot, and be surprised, brothers and sisters. We look up different definitions about the human body. Just about every other definition speaks on the immune system. So that's what we need to focus on. You know, everything ties into our immune system. Emotions, laughter, joy, sad, blues, mad, anxiety. It all plays a part. As I love to say, we better have little stress or no stress at all. Because stress is the root. I used to say all sicknesses, but I would say some sicknesses. Because again, when we're down about something and we let everything get to us, think of how it make us feel. Negative energy, like toxic, wrong things, and we just willy-nilly free flowing through life and not paying attention. Danger is just tearing down our immune system. It could be over time, you know. So our thoughts play a very important part of how our divine motor runs in our life. Y'all know I'll be rhyming. All right. Be back after this. And I've uploaded this. I don't think I've ever played this on a podcast, but this is a song I uploaded probably 2 weeks ago, actually. It's called Divine Within. But remember, being locked in with that divine is a soldier thing. It's a general thing. It's not a easy and you know, and soft. No, it's graceful, empathic, but firm. You know what I mean? We learn this on this walk. We got to show tough love in this life, because some individuals or some things in this life, that's the only way to get righteous results and learn. But I'm not talking about violence or hurting nobody, but being firm. You know, those who are there spiritually know exactly what I mean. All right. Be back after this. Divine Within, because I did get a little aggressive on here. You know, be back after this, generals.
Brothers and sisters, wake up music. To my family, Lola, mama, children, salute divine power within. Yeah, and make your soul your best friend. Brothers and sisters, gotta have divine power within. Yeah, and make your soul your best friend. Brothers and sisters, gotta have divine power within. And you know I rock a shock and
get up on this beat. You know I do this and I love hip hop. Never having no fit in this life, I never twist. And I got the substance on songs I don't care about his. Don't care about no fame or being no star. Cause it's important that, yeah, man, who we are. EBX, no, I never ever flex, but I'm researching and going deep, so I know what's next. Woo! I got the love of my family. Gotta be a beast when I'm on this beast, making sure I see. Trying to reach the north, south, east, and the west. Gotta be great in this life, continue being the best. Woo! Yeah. Divine power, yeah, within. Yeah, yeah. And making soul your best friend. Brothers and sisters, yeah. Divine power deep within. Yeah, yeah. And making soul your best friend. Brothers and sisters, yeah. I'm never giving up, I keep on going on. Positive things, I keep it all up in these songs. You know it in this life, want you to stay in that great divine zone, never alone. I got the power, yeah, deep within. And it's like the Lauryn Hill said, we can win and never stop. Yeah, I will never flip flop. I send the good love straight through this hip hop from within. Yeah, yeah. And make it so your best friend. Brothers and sisters, divine power deep within. Yeah, yeah. Wake up music. Yeah, yeah.
Divine power deep within.
All right, divine power deep within. Yeah, yeah. Y'all know I love music. Yeah, man. I had fun with it too. That's whatever craft we have, brother or sister. I tell you, I be rhyming. Have fun with it too. Again, like I said, everything. Of course, those of us that are aware in general, been on this planet for a while, we're never gonna lose our focus. So that's just advice I like to throw out there every now and then. Have fun with our craft or hobby, whatever we doing that's making us righteous and whole within. Have fun with it too. So that's just a little advice, because I remember when I used to be stern and try to be all perfect and serious. Again, those of us that are aware, we ain't going to lose that righteous focus. So they ain't going nowhere. Real talk. So, but have fun, in this life, because that is a part of balance, brothers and sisters. So, of course, we got the mojo going. And I'm going to go with my own spiritual summary. And then I got some other summaries that I kind of looked up. And so let's get into it. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. And again, let's know the beauty of a righteous focus. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. And stay on this righteous course, no matter what. All right. And focus on our crown chakra. Let's be the kings and queens. The great divine Mama Nature has called us to be deep, deep within that soul. All right, leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Only one way to see, hear, and feel what may come, mentally and physically, is to study all aspects of the human body as much as we can before we even get to the deep spiritual. Study our mental and our physical, and the deep spiritual will come automatically. Because again, like I said, Lord Lamont and I said, the further we go down that divine rabbit hole, we'll find more out about ourselves and things of the world. Person, place, thing. Y'all know how I do it. Treat this world like a noun. Break it down. Person, place, thing. We'll breeze through this life like that. All right. Meditation can be anywhere. As I said, my deepest thoughts a lot of times are in the car when I'm driving. That's why I got this on the banner. And my theory, how a person drives, kind of says something about them. And I'm sure many of us have experienced this driving. All right. Again, meditation can be anywhere. It's about locking in to our deep divine thoughts, inner thoughts. That's what it's about. You can be in the bathroom meditating. I find myself, even when I'm in the bathroom or, shaving or taking a shower, things we got to do to keep our hygiene up. I don't, for some reason in the shower, I do a lot of meditating. Like even before a show or a podcast, I'll be like running through topics, and it's almost like I freestyle mentally, and then I do it Right? Well, I read too and look up stuff, but like, I don't know, I find myself meditating in the shower or something, and I be thinking of things I want to say, or a song, before I record or whatever, so again, my point being, we can meditate anywhere, and meditation is, it's more than just a word. It's locking into a deep inner thought, especially if it could benefit us, or we're dealing with a challenge within, because we can't, the only way to deal with a challenge and come up with a solution is to point out and pinpoint that challenge. And that's whatever that is, whether it's mentally, physically, or the good old spiritual. But I'm telling you, you got your mental in check, you will stay the righteous course automatically, and we'll miss more. It'd be no stress, and man, the clouds will be opening up, rain will be gone, and here come the sun, of course. New level, new devil, of course, but we know these things, and we just keep plowing on through, the beauty of a righteous focus. Can't go wrong with it, so meditate, get into deep thought as much as we can, especially if we're coming into an intense situation or something that's kind of tantalizing our emotions, anything to do with the psyche, stay on it, pinpoint it, because where the mind goes, the body goes. That's facts. All right. So stay in those divine, locked in, meditative moments and get thoughts, ponder things, but most of all, have a spirit of solutions in everything. All right. All right. Now I want to read this comment, and I got 3 summaries, and I'm going to run through them, and I'm going to salute you, divine warriors on to your divine life, brother, sister, family, spell breakers. All right. This is a comment I came across because I said I love intelligent comments. I appreciate comments. I don't take them for granted because I too used to comment, but like I said, I haven't done it in a while. Okay, now this is the random comment I came across. Actually, it's on a channel I watch sometimes, but it's kind of dope. And the person name is @SuperJ777. That's what intrigued me too, the 7, because 7 is my number. I'm a Cancer, 71470. So ponder that. 71470. Ponder that. All right. And we got 7 chakras. And guess what the 7th chakra is? The crown chakra. So ponder that. But anyway, I came across this comment. Again, the person's name is @SuperJ777. And I came across it a while ago. Let's say 2 weeks ago, but I think I might have had it a little longer. But I thought the comment was unique and interesting. I know this is what the person said in the comment, and it was on a platform that I was listening to. Of course, it was something positive. I'm always looking for something positive or knowledgeable, something that can feed that divine soul, that knowledgeable hunger. What are we feeding our psyche, brothers and sisters, to maintain this righteous course the great divine has set us on? The beauty of a righteous focus, man, it's beautiful. All right, this is what this person said in the comment. I no longer need to hold tension for situations. And this kind of taps in what I was just speaking on here a little while ago. I didn't create. Let me see. I'm going to start over. I no longer need to hold tension for situations I didn't create. I am not the keeper of others' shadows. I observe. I don't absorb. And I've been saying that lately, See how things line up sometimes without even us realizing it. Again, when we have good righteous things in our soul and goals, and just not a deep spiritual thing, just a good human being, brother or sister, male or female, divine things will come automatically, because that's our great divine and mama nature. Get down. Righteous energy, folks. Ponder that. So I want to read that comment, and I bet you that person that wrote that comment, I bet you they got a stable, balanced life, and I've never met them, never seen them. Just by that comment alone. Again, I know we got bots and, clout chasers and attention getters and all that. But as I say, folks, great divine, mama nature, always put a warrior on our path if we're on that that righteous, beautiful focus. All right. Okay, here we go with the 3 summaries. I'm going to run through them, and I'm going to salute you generals on. Let's go. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Staying on the righteous course offers a wide range of personal, social, and psychological benefits, including inner peace or wholeness, strong relationships, friends, family, or romantic. A clear conscience and a strong sense of purpose. Emphasis on that clear conscience and subconscious. That's important. All right, that's something I explained to Ethan. I told him, at first I asked him, did he know what choices were? And did he know the choices he make now or later on in his mid-manhood, it will determine who he become when he becomes adult. Because he really is an intelligent little guy. He know how to play the French horn. He's amazing and man, math and reading. He's very intelligent. But he does have somewhat of a temper, and I don't want that to get him in trouble. Because when I was young, I kind of had a temper. But as I told his mom, I think he will mellow out with age. He's a child, so, but we gonna stay on it because that's what guardians or parents do, right? All right, personal and psychological benefits to being on a righteous course. Let's go. Adhering to a strong moral compass. Adhering to a strong moral compass. Adhering to a strong moral compass. Man, that is so important, man. All right, significantly enhances personal well-being. Man, we enhance our own well-being and we pass that vibration on to those who may be teaching or listening to us. But remember, we all can be leaders. I can't say this enough. We become leaders and we teach others to become leaders themselves. All right. Okay. Second summary. Inner peace and happiness, living in alignment with our values and having a clear conscience reduces anxiety, inner conflict, and regret. As I say, deal with those inner conflicts. It's a must. There's no getting around that. We can try and be in denial. Danger. I feel sorry for people who do that, especially if they're healthy, mind, body, and soul. All right, moving on. Stronger sense of self, a moral framework helps ground our identity, providing a consistent, stable internal reference point that helps us understand, or overstand who we are and what we stand for. And we got to stand on what we stand for. Truth, brothers and sisters, even in the storm. All right? Because we like an oak tree. We'll still be standing. Think of how strong an oak tree. We got a lot of oak trees out here that's been on this planet for a while. We got to be in those righteous spaces to see our warriors and generals. All right. Increased self-confidence and resilience, acting with integrity, builds self-worth and confidence in ourselves, and our vibration will inspire others to do the same. It also provides the mental fortitude to face challenges and setbacks, or so-called setbacks, depending on who we are in our life and what situation we have going on. All right. Knowing we are striving to do the right thing. That's what motivates us. Knowing in our soul that we're doing the right thing. Even sometimes when it's not easy or challenging, or sometimes it might not even make sense, but later on it does. But if it feels right in our soul, our intuition, our spirit, then we flow with it. Because we know when something ain't right. We get to that point. So we don't have to negotiate with toxic things. We know when we know from good from bad. Real talk. And bad from good. So those are a few summaries I wanted to go through. And it was something that was in my spirit. And be like the banner here, brothers and sisters. Stay the course. And we can blaze through more fires. That's why where we are right now, brothers and sisters. Because I always say, because of the fires we've blazed through in the past. That's why we're here today. So thank those who are here today, standing firm and ain't taking no shit from no fucking devil. Real talk. So stay the righteous course, brothers and sisters. And and the reason we stay righteous and stay on this course, and again, thank those for coming in to another EBX and Lord Lamont show. Thus, EBX discussion. And again, look for EBX discussion or father and son discussion, from Lord Lamont and oneself, either today or tomorrow or sometime soon. And like I said, generals, brothers and sisters, family, be like the banner here. Stay the course. And again, it represents being locked in to that divine spirit and seeing everything, person, place, thing, world, social media. Let's get to a space like that through cosmic eyes, brothers and sisters. And we do this so we can maintain and keep that beautiful righteous focus. Salute.